James earns millions from internet marketing. Tim's got millions of questions. Welcome to Freedom Ocean. Now, jump on in.
James Schramko, welcome back to the wonderfully warm waters of the Freedom Ocean.
They're very warm today, aren't they? Tropical.
They are, mate. Welcome back, listeners. I'm Tim Reid, and that lovely voice you just heard is that of James Schramko, and we're a couple of blokes trying to make the world of internet marketing a little bit easier to navigate.
So that we can have other issues like getting just the right floor heating temperature.
Yes, well, we're operating out of James's lab here in Sydney, and it's quite tropical here, and we were just about to enter winter.
We just went to get a coffee in the bar, and the floor was set to Bikram yoga level.
That's right.
So we had to notch it back a bit.
One of those steam lodges. So we're doing this in our towels. It's not a pretty sight, more like a Turkish bath. But look, if we do fall asleep, you'll have to excuse us. I remember years and years ago, like 20, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, I fell asleep talking on the phone to a girlfriend. Don't know what made me think of that, but
was it downhill from there?
It was all downhill from there. No longer. She's not my wife, by the way. Hey, listeners, welcome back. As we said, a place for internet marketers to navigate the wild waters. Visit us at our website and join us on Facebook, because then you can enter the conversation. freedomocean.com is the place to do that, and leave a comment about a show. We see them all, and we love the feedback and responding to your questions online as well. So, James, if there was a new listener to the show, like right now, they're listening and going, wow, this sounds kind of interesting. I wonder what they've covered previously. We might just go back over the last few episodes, because we have talked about sales and the importance of being a great salesperson when it comes to internet marketing. We've gone deep down into the concept of outsourcing. We had a bit of a listener love-in where we covered all sorts of questions, from automating social media networks to how long should it take to make money online. We answered the golden question.
Great questions, and listeners should keep submitting questions, because we're guided by those questions.
We are absolutely guided. And the one where we had a lot of feedback, people loved, was the two-part episode of the internet. What makes the serious internet marketer's toolbox? What lives in there? Chairs and eyewear and software and hardware, and there's all sorts of things in there. So people really enjoyed that. So and it's important, I think what came out of that is that setting up your internet marketing business is not like buying a franchise.
No, it's got to be. It's actually a low barrier to entry.
Yeah,
and that's why you have to be so good at it, because other people can get into the business instantly.
Yep.
And with low capital. So really it comes down to your skills and doing the right things.
Too true. And I think one of the things that came out of those two episodes about the toolbox was that it's not about complicating your office or filling it with lots of shiny objects. It's getting down to what you need and what's going to help you move forward. Now, today's episode, James, is about that old chestnut. Do you know what that old chestnut is?
I'm just dying to know, Tim.
You know, domain names.
Domain names.
Domain names. Where does one start when we talk about domain names? I thought a good place to start.
Okay.
That was a rhetorical question.
I was already thinking of my answer.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got an answer, so if you get it wrong, I'll tell you what it should be.
Okay. Well, let's share answers. My answer is where do we start when talking about domain names? I'd really like to know, what makes for a good domain name.
I would start somewhere different.
Okay.
I would, as per my usual thinking,
Yep.
I always go one step back, and I think about, why do you even need a domain name? Why is it important? And the answer is, it's better to own the race course than the racehorse. A lot of marketers, and we've talked about this problem before, set their entire business up on third-party platforms like Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or WordPress.com. And what happens is they build their business up, something changes, and they get slapped, or their business doesn't work anymore, and they have no control over it. And that's a bad thing. So you really need to get your own domain and build your business on your own domain. Once you've got your business on your own domain, and you're effectively leasing the domain, you don't really necessarily own it, but you own the use of it. You control the game then, and you're in charge of what happens on that website. And that's absolutely vital, and it's something that every Freedom Ocean listener should take on board. You want ownership and control whenever you have a choice.
Can I, good start. Does every internet marketer, no matter what business model they're pursuing, and we've talked about a few business models so far during the course of this show, does every internet marketer need a domain?
Probably not. I mean, I do know people who build their whole business on third-party platforms like eBay, or using just Web 2.0 sites and free sites. The thing is, they don't really own anything. The best they can hope for is to make some cash flow from sales and to build a list, and then they own the list. So you don't absolutely have to have a domain name. I just strongly recommend it.
Okay, so even at its most basic, I mean, go and register your name.
Yeah, and I think we've covered that.
We have.
Do it for you, your spouse, your kids, the .com.
Yep. As a why the .com? Even if we're in Australia or England, why the .com?
The .com is the ultimate domain. There won't ever be another .com that I can see. The .com is it. A one-word .com is the primo domain.
Yep. One-word dictionary word, single dictionary word domain.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if you are an eBayer or if you are an affiliate following those models, having your own domain, even if it's your name, is a good idea. All right. So, what makes for a good domain? And by the way, we've had some great feedback in previous shows the previous show where we did a bit of a role play.
Right.
So if you can see a role play somewhere out there, let's do it. I'm all for it.
So what makes a good domain? I think a domain that fits well with your business, something that is going to work for you, because a lot of people only see the domain name before they visit your site, and the domain name may be the end all. It might stop them right there, or they might think, well, that's interesting, I'm going to click on that link and see what's there. So I actually really like brandable domain names. And a brandable domain name is something that really fits the business. And the other type of domain name that people talk about are keyword-rich domain names. It's well known that there's a little bit of an advantage to have a keyword in your domain name if you're trying to rank well. But there's lots of sites that do not have the keyword in the domain name that are worth plenty, like Google, PayPal, Amazon, Yahoo, eBay. They don't have keywords in them.
Well, I've got my consulting business, which is the ideasguy.com, is not very keyword rich. That's my brand. And once you establish some awareness around it, you just got to work that little bit harder, because people look at the ideasguy.com and go, well, what is that? They don't know immediately that I'm a marketing person.
I reckon they could have a wild stab at what it is.
Yep, they could.
It's like my SEO business, SEO partner. It does have the keyword in it, SEO, so it's sort of a good hook for what it does. And partner is a perfect description of what it is. It's your partner in SEO. It does the SEO side of your business for you. In partnership with you. So
you're a bigger fan of the brandable domain name versus the keyword domain name. That black and white. There's not sort of some criteria that you need to use before making that decision?
No. I mean, one of my most valuable domains is probably Superfast Results. And that's an internet marketing coaching forum. And the brandable side of it is that it's talking about getting results in a fast time frame, because people like fast, cheap, or good. So I went with fast because a lot of people are interested in fast.
Didn't go super good results.
Didn't go super good. Doesn't quite have the
ring, does it?
The ring to it. So I actually chose Superfast as a brand that I want to push out across lots of websites.
Yep.
And I took my position in the market, and I've had other people emulate, you know, they've come along and seen it and gone, aha. Very smart people too, and they've gone and registered 800 or 900